What's up, everybody? This Hydro Channel here, and today's video we're going to be talking about yeah, basically talking about the early release of the Telemax, well, the Pokemon DLC Telemax. Yeah, I think it was this morning. I think it was this morning or yesterday that they was talking about the Cerebral website was talking about something that was oh yeah, it was basically both with the Pokemon Home and the DLC Type Max, which was having an early release. So instead of coming out on the 13th, coming on the 12th, but based off of Japan release dates on the 13th, which by the time it does be released, is it's coming on the right on a certain time. So 13 in Japan, it's gonna be very early in the morning for Europe and in a late night for America. So I don't know if you could play the DLC at midnight, like at 12, because which I know is that when the game did come out, when I was playing Legend Arceus or whatever it was, not DLC, but at very late in the night or something. Indicating that yeah, it does, but they said about like 8 o'clock or so. But I think it's gonna probably be at 12 o'clock. I know that because for sure that when games do come out, when DLCs do come out, it's a certain time. Sometimes, yeah, excuse me. Sometimes they don't give a release date for it. You can play automatically when you update the game. So even when you purchasing the game, it's gonna be all that. But we got, especially since it is the weekend, and especially have a Nintendo Direct, because actually heard some rumors too. I should make this also a video for the Nintendo Direct too. I'm gonna be talking about that too. Yeah, before I get into the Pokemon stuff. So one of the games that's gonna be showing is a Donkey Kong game, and it's gonna be the Princess Peach game that was announced in the last Direct. They had a Direct, and it's just a few days ago about the Super Mario Bros. I think it's just Super Mario Wonder, which was his own direct, so they still have one. So they announcing some new games, and also they was talking about the Nintendo Switch, which was yeah. Let's go. Yeah, I have to go to Cerebral. I have to go to the website. I have to go to his page because his page explains. And also, like Starfield is also in the range of the, what's that called? Of the early release, and also Mortal Kombat, which people already getting is linking and everything. But I think it's not closed. So the Nintendo Direct, which is this is the guy that basically says it, so I can show you guys what this is. So he said, it's spoilers. Well, that's what the surreal said. He giving credit to this guy. Who, it is so the new Donkey Kong game, new F-Zero. So I'd say that this character has been out in the shadows for like 2 weeks. So yeah. So these two games that's going to be renounced, and then the Princess Peach game. And he also said something about pre-release remasters. Yeah, I know another game that's getting remasters called the Gargoyles. If you watch the TV series, it's a series that was on Disney. that was shown around the Saturday cartoon shows that always came on every weekend. So they having a remaster. It's a game. They having a remasters, and they supposed to be making a movie. So I think, yeah, I think a movie or it's just a TV series. So I don't know. Yeah, but what I was trying to do was show the Nintendo Switch Part Two, and they was talking about some. Okay, I'm trying to look like I'm trying to. Yeah, so talking about this. Yeah, so here it is. Okay, so one of the cases says that it was a game. You know, game comes, guys. That which they hold events each and every time for games that they have. They have like games like Nintendo Switch, PlayStation, like the PlayStation 5, or any of the games that's in the display. Also, the special editions like the Spider-Man PS5 game, the edition was there too, in the display box and everything. But the whole point is it was behind closed doors. This was the game wasn't actually shown. This Switch 2 wasn't shown to other people. They talking about the people that they basically who's testing the game, like the Matrix Awakening 5. I don't know if that's gonna be a game that something that they use. They said a demo. Then the last one was Veda, the DLSS, and with phrase traces. So yeah, they said the one demo was tracers of the bot, just the tech, not an actual release. So yeah, but most likely they saying is that um they was comparing the Switch for to the PS5 and the Xbox Series X, which will be released next year. That's what they given the thing. So this is the wrap. It's basically like the it's around the same thing as the Xbox Series S is. It's getting closer to the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series S. X. And then one of the cases is they say it's not. He says it's not as powerful as the PS5. Yeah, it's not. It's the PS5 has a. Yeah, I got one right now. It has a whole lot of data that you can store in there. As like everything is powerful. Like you could if you get this membership, you could put in like cloud data with all the other games. So yeah, just like I said, Xbox Series S. Then the main point is, well, what I want to actually tell you guys is that one of the cases is never compare Nintendo Switch to the PS4 or Xbox One. Most likely, you have to know is that the Nintendo Switch is more different than any of the other games because it's not negotiate with those two because you have to know that some of the games, yeah, some of the Xbox games is on the Nintendo Switch. Some of them as remasters, or some of them is just there because they allow the consoles. Just because they own it doesn't mean that it's ready for get the game. Just like Mortal Kombat, people was complaining about how the Nintendo Switch gets to play the game, but the whole point is the Nintendo Switch was already developed already. It was already getting just say more additions and stuff to the game and updating the game. So they already had more of the games that was getting compatible to it and had good uh, the way the games looked. But I say that when playing Bioshock on the Nintendo Switch, it was just the same if I was playing it on the Xbox One. So it's like the same exact thing. So just like the Arkham series thing would be played on the Nintendo Switch, I don't really think it's gonna look different. I think it's gonna look totally cool. And all you want to do is that you playing on the Nintendo Switch, yeah, okay, but if you put on the screen, it'd be like you still playing on the Xbox One, but just not as like you think how it's gonna be. But it's never a comparison to compare the Nintendo Switch 2 to the Xbox Series X. So the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series S has a 16 GB, and then the new Nintendo Switch has a 12 GB. So that's confirming that we might be having more of the games coming to it. So I don't necessarily know if we gonna exactly get those kind of games on the Nintendo Switch. Well, it's gonna be announced. So pretty much I know it's gonna be something that will be announced for the Nintendo Direct, which is going to be like something that's going to be announced for the Nintendo Switch Online. And I also forget that in October I have to pay for my membership too, because I pay Mass a year, like the $50 a year thing when they had updated. So you're paying $50 for all the animators. So well, just like I said, whatever happens happens. So I don't know what's going to be happening, but I just still say if they got just say they got all the Zelda games already on they should have all the Pokemon games. But I'm actually curious to see how it's gonna look. But I could pretty much bet the game costs almost $300 and something dollars, so about that range. That's why I just think that, like, just say if the Nintendo Switch 2 was like as powerful, if it had this many G's, it would probably be $500. Just like these two, maybe not. So yeah, but one thing that I do know about the PS5, Xbox Series X, and Nintendo Switch, they all have games that's only exclusive only to their main source of the game. So just like PlayStation has Spider-Man, like Spider-Man is only playable on there, but if you have a PC, you can play on there. Like Starfall is only available on Xbox, so most likely you can play that on. So it's a comparison that if the game was, it's like compared to this, like Pokemon is only what I actually know of is mostly played on the Nintendo Switch or Nintendo, basically. So like we was talking about something like what they was actually announcing the Nintendo Switch 2 to be. Well, it was morely they was morely talking about Pokemon mostly, of how the way it's formatted on the game, like making it crash. And this is probably the cases of the numbers right here in the GP that needed for the game to not crash. Because a lot of people do is put all the stuff on there. Yeah, because I think the game can't take that much. So whatever just happened, it happens. So yeah, so I'm not sure like which game should be on the Nintendo Switch or not, and they probably taking their time doing it because the game is not as powerful as it seems. So like they said, the Switch has a that we have right now with all the Switches actually the regular Nintendo Switch, the Switch Lite, and then the Switch Oil, which is at a 4 GB RAM, while the PS5 has a 16 GB. Like the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X has this much GB. It can have pretty much any kind of game that's coming out. that they actually make. Except if Xbox signs a deal. If they sign deals with the same thing PlayStation is getting, pretty much Xbox would have had Spider-Man already. But they just want to keep the exclusive thing to the game, just like they did with Starfield. I think it started Field or something. I think I'm saying it wrong, but yeah, that's the game that's been talking about a whole lot of time. So yeah, it's gonna be in the reward thing. So that's all I have to say for the Nintendo Switch 2. So that's pretty much it. Yeah, so they already predicting the Nintendo Switch Direct is coming next week. And yeah, also I want to talk about the new Pokemon movie will be announced soon. They got Pikachu and Eevee, so yeah, they have these maxes right here. So we still trying to see this, see where more kind of one. We got all this stuff trending. Like this movie could hit a new the new mythical Pokemon that was supposedly being the DLC. So just like I said, most likely the new deals, the new mythical Pokemon. So that's the way it is. So that's all I have to talk about right there. But anyways, going back to this, just indicating that it's going to be released very early, so very late in the night. That's what I'm just saying. It has to be like 12 o'clock because I know that we talking about DLCs though. So I'm like playing DLCs for any of the games. It's not like a significant time. That's only if the game. If we're talking about like a game that's coming out, like if you pre-order the game and then it comes out like a certain time that they give you, then yeah. But otherwise, it doesn't. So like the Pokemon Home, it's just gonna go under, which is gonna be some new things that's going on with the game, which could start on September the 13th, which is indicating that it's gonna be when the Teal Max is going live for everybody else, which is gonna add the Telemax Pokemon, the ones that's new. So we saying all the Pokemon that was released for the part one. So part two could be released in December. I don't know if it is going to release in the next 2 months or so. If they announce it around, I don't know if they announce it in the time direct or not. I don't know. We have to see. Yeah, because I'm actually curious to see what they're going to do with it. They still have time. They got about like okay, this is September, October, November, December, so they got like 3 months before winter actually starts. But yeah, but that's all. That's all I'm doing with sharing this video to show you the two updates that's coming up with the DLC and also the Nintendo Switch 2, which will be most likely different and in a way where the Pokemon is going to be a bit different Pokemon game. So the whole purpose is that just say that if they have a game, the Pokemon game come out, it's probably going to be on the Nintendo Switch 2. I don't really think that when they was announcing the new game, like the Nintendo DS and the 3DS, the game like GameStop will say that you can still put cartridges in the game, but just like in the Nintendo DS, you can't put the 3DS cartridges in there. So that's all. These are the updates that they have. So it's a pretty good day for everybody to get the details of the game. So most likely, if you if most of you guys don't want to see spoilers, you might as well just be off social media for this week and for this, well, I say rest of the month because everybody's already teasing it. Twitter and on Facebook, it's mostly likely it's been the case of newsfeed people that's posting it, and also other people posting it in groups. Because I know I'm in one of those groups on Facebook with DLC thing for Mortal Kombat, Tekken, Pokemon, whatever it may seem. So yeah, so like basically the Telemax is gonna show like the added versions of the Pokemon that you have to rescue for the DLC, just like they did for the Sword and Shield DLC. So we see how it goes, but that's all I have to discuss for today. And I hope you guys have a good day. Thanks for subscribing to me. I hope you guys keep subscribing so we reach that number. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Please subscribe and drop a like.